So good afternoon, Sheron.
Good afternoon,
How you
Box.
doing?
I'm doing fine.
Yeah, well. So today we're gonna talk about a very interesting topic, I would say. So just for the viewers, we're just asking the viewers, please like and subscribe, share, and comment, please. Yeah, Mosai Talk TV. Yeah. So let's start. So just for the viewers, what's your name?
Sharon,
Yeah. All right. And where was you born, Sheron?
you in
You.
Manchester? Yeah.
Yeah. And where was you raised?
You until I was 9, when they were ready to knock down, they took everybody out of you to rebuild you.
Okay.
And then once I went to Fallowfield, and once they rebuilt you, my family went back to you, but I'd grown up then and started to do my own thing because I'd left home.
Okay.
By then.
So you it would be fair to say you was growing up probably in Fallowfield, or
I'd like to see myself as a human.
as a human.
Yeah, because I went primary school there, and all my friends' relationships, my childhood memories
Is in you.
are in you. Yeah. When we moved to Fallowfield, when we went there, it was quite racist.
Yes.
And there was only a handful of black people at that time
Okay.
that moved, lived in Fallowfield.
Yeah.
And that, so
Yeah.
because it was racist, my mum never really let us go out.
Okay.
So we spent a lot of time in the house, in the garden, and that was it,
Okay. So today's topic, what we wanted to talk about today was young black boys and their behaviour, to say. So and what's affecting these kids these days, or what appears to be affecting. So what do you think is the main issues affecting our black boys, if you'd say?
The main issue for me personally, what I think, is that they haven't got anything to do, which we all know, and it's also about parenting, roots, all of those things, because the boys of today are lost.
Yeah.
They're lost. They don't know where they fit in when it comes to the big picture, from my perspective anyway.
So of course, because this is your perspective, so it's not everyone else, so you are just giving your opinion. Yeah. So when you said the last where they haven't got anything to do, could you elaborate on that a bit?
Yeah. One, they haven't got anything to do. Two, they haven't got their identity, what it means to be a man, what it means to care about your environment, the community, the people that are around you. A lot of the young boys have got manners. When they see the elders, they will say hello and be polite and all of those things, but that's where it won't extend any further than that. So it's not like they don't really know how to behave, because they do. It's where do they fit in?
So who do you think is to be blamed for the issues surrounding these young black boys, mainly, in your opinion?
All of us. It takes a village to grow a child.
Yeah.
Mother, father, they don't have to be together, but they have to be equally responsible. I don't care if your baby father's a deadbeat, he's still their dad. They don't care about your history that you've gone through. That's still their dad. They don't care if you don't think whatever you think about their mum. That's their mum at the end of the day. And you're making these kids confused about who to love, who not to love, what to do, who not what to do. The lack of support in schools, not giving our children true ambition and stuff like that. It's not one single thing.
So you wouldn't blame, you haven't got a particular person, individual you'd blame, basically. You wouldn't say it's the parents' fault, or you wouldn't say it's directly the system fault. You just think it's
the system has a lot to do with it. But I do believe it's everything in one. It's a culmination of everything, you know.
So do you think the parents should be more hands-on
Yes.
with their kids?
Yes, without a doubt. Yes.
In what way? Give us an example.
Instead of going to the club, about you buying yourself £100 dress and spending £50 in the club, drinking, doing your thing, why are you not buying your son the trainers that he wants? Why are you not taking your son to the football match that he wants to go to and giving him the money to go and buy the tickets? Why is it about the dance for you? I truly believe that once you've had a child, it ain't about you no more. You gave up the right to think about me. It's about your kids and what they want. And don't come off with, I've been working all week, I need a break. That's not what you're supposed to be representing to your children.
So true.
Right? Don't be sat there on the phone like your kids ain't there. Okay? Don't be doing any of that stuff. What are you trying to tell them? What message are you giving your kids?
Your kids.
Yeah, because they're forever learning. They're like sponges.
Yeah.
The same way babies learn to crawl, to walk or talk, the same way you have to show a young boy what it means to be a man.
Definitely.
Who's teaching him how to shave? He still needs to learn how to shave, you know.
True.
Who's there to teach him that? That's a big thing for a boy, you know.
Yes, it is.
To learn how to shave.
Very important.
A big thing. It might not mean anything to us, especially as a female.
Personal hygiene.
Right?
Yeah.
But boys need their dads to show them, do I use a razor?
Yeah.
Do I soap up?
Yeah.
Is it better if I wet shave, dry shave?
How to wash themselves. Just simple things. You're right, Sheron. Very right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what action should the parents take if they find out that their son is involved in a group, or per se the police would call it a gang, or a crew, whichever.
Obedient, loves him unconditionally,
Oh
and
my
knows what
God,
he's
I'm
told.
so sorry, everybody.
No
You know
worries.
how shifters feel about pets.
Yeah. So you know, like for example, you know, kids are kids, and basically they always walk with their friends.
Yes.
So whether some people call it a group, some people just say it's a group of friends, but then some people will say it's a gang, some people will say it's a crew.
Yes.
So regardless of whatever the situation is, what do you think a parent should do if they find out that their kids is like just getting about in a certain numbers, because the numbers seems to be the issue in most cases.
Yes,
Yeah.
right. I get that. And the congregating.
Yes.
People don't want to see them congregating.
Especially
it
black.
feels
Black boys in numbers is intimidating.
It's intimidating.
Yes.
For me personally, was my boys started to get bigger and wanted to be going here, there and everywhere. It didn't work because I've got an older child.
Yes.
So I know what it means to have a child that goes off the rails, that ends up getting in trouble with the police and back and forth from the police station. I've done young offenders, all of that stuff. I've been there and I've done it. And he wasn't in a gang. He just wanted to break the law, for want of a better word. And so I feel like when he first went missing, I knew his friends, but I didn't actually know where his friends lived or any of those things. So with my other set of kids now, I want to meet your friend.
Okay.
I want to go to see your parents.
Yes.
I want to know who your friend is
Yes.
and where they live
Yes.
and what kind of parents they've got.
Yes.
How do I don't know that his mum sits there with a fag hanging out of her mouth, right? And I don't know that.
I know that don't make the person, but I get your point.
I don't know that.
Yes.
But these are the people that encourage their children,
True.
right? Because I know parents that feel no way about what their kids are doing in the street.
True.
And will be like, oh no, not my son, but they know. Their son's selling drugs. They're happy to take drug money and stick it in. Well, that means you're encouraging them. My big son could never give me.
But how do they know where the money is coming from?
Oh, come on.
No, I know, but I'm asking.
We're not stupid.
No, we're not. But I'm just saying, you just elaborate because we're talking on the camera. So
Okay.
basically, yeah. So basically, obviously, the son has not got a job, but basically we know that.
Yeah, so it's a case of where'd you get the money from?
Yeah, where do you get the money from? But how often do you think parents really like, you know, stay on that with their kids? Because that's a very interesting point, and parents should probably check to see and find out how the kids are surviving.
Well,
where they
like I said, if they stopped thinking about the £100 dress and going to dance, they'd know what the child was doing, where the child was getting money from, because they're not getting it from you. You don't know where the friends are, and you don't know what they're doing when they step out the front door. So all these things have to be questioned as a parent. Where'd you get that? Where'd you get the money to buy them trainers from? Because I know I never gave them the money. Who were your friends? Where you hanging about? All these things should have been found out before the trainer started walking through the door. Questions, parents need to be accountable for what their children are doing. The first time I went to court with my son, you know, the judge makes you stand behind your child. And when they're told to stand up, you have to stand up with your child. And it feels like the judge is telling you off. Like you was the one that was with them.
while they was doing
Right.
wrong.
So to a certain degree, you are.
Yes.
Because you are not taking any sense of
yeah.
responsibility for what they're doing. Do you know where your friend live? Do you see where half the time these parents don't know where the friends live? They know the boy.
Yeah. So you know, so I would ask you a question within the same vicinity. So 4 boys walking down the street, yeah, and then okay, one of them see an ex boy that he is not happy with or is not pleasant with or whatever the situation's been.
They've got
Argument and so that one gone, and he's gone in and getting into a confrontation with physical confrontation with the next boy.
Yeah.
Now he's with 3 boys.
Yes.
Himself make 4. So now think about it now. If that person now end up doing that boy something now, all 4 boys now become responsible for the same crime. Yeah.
By association.
By association. But at the same time, I'm saying this is one boy who walked down the street to confront his mate. Now his 3 friends are there. Don't necessarily mean that they are biggers with what's going on.
Okay, well, where's the 3 friends? See, then the question is, was the 3 friends aware that this is what was going to take place? Because it's a class as by association.
Okay.
So if they were aware what their friend was about to do, then they have to take responsibility of their own actions. You can't shun the blame on somebody else. At what point do you take responsibility for your actions? I don't want to hear, well, he said this. Well, yeah, he said that. But what did you do? It's about taking responsibility of their actions. And it will always go back, me personally, it will always go back to the roots of their home.
But what about boys being curious? Because, you know, as kids, you know, you see a fight, that's what you do. You normally, curiosity brings you to that it draws your attention.
Yeah,
that's what
I was a kid, fight.
Exactly.
We all rush to watch the fight.
That's what I'm saying. But back in the day, it's different because back in the day, you didn't have this law that they've got now.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. So these 3 boys could just be going over, watching these boys fighting like we did back in the days. Fight. You know what I mean? There was no harm in saying that back in the days. Now you can't say fight because
I agree.
So this is where I'm thinking it's a bit of a fine line.
Yes,
and I understand that the system is the system, and I'm not trying to blame the system because, like you said, the parents should know and be capable and where the kids are,
who they're
socializing with. You understand me? Yeah. So in that case, if there was more responsible, then the cases that's happening would be more little rather than that so many that's getting into the same issue. But my next question for you would be: do you think the system should be blamed for anything? If yes, what should they be, do different in your eyes?
Yeah, the system can be blamed for it, definitely. And this is across the board when it comes to boys, mainly /girls. Stop having. I was thinking about this question, right? And then, okay, we need to have some form of services that we provide for the children. We have got youth clubs and stuff like that. So I'm not going to say, oh, build a youth club, get them involved in stuff like you. The youth workers need to get off their bum and go on the streets and walk around and interact with the children. You want them to come to you, they're not going to. And the fact that you're not out and about, you don't have a clue what's going on with the streets.
True.
So why are they going to take their time to talk to you?
That's
You
a
know,
very
like
good
we
point.
have street pastors
Yes.
for the homeless and
Yes.
stuff like that. That's what our youth workers are supposed to be doing. Why are you waiting for them to come to a building? They're not going to come to a building, but to shoot pool. It's a bit patronising on a certain level when our kids are beyond playing pool.
So what do you suggest when those street pastors do with the kids
Well,
while they go out and
street
find
youth
them?
workers
Yeah,
do.
street youth workers. Yeah, street youth. Yeah.
Chill with them, hang with them, talk to them, spend time with them. What did you do with them when they're in the youth club building?
Yeah.
I'm not a youth worker, so I can't say what they should be. They're trained to be. What do they do with them when they come into the building?
I know, but you see, in the building, it's not one-to-one. Yeah, so for example, if it's 50 kids in the building, you probably have maybe 3 or 4 youth workers. You know?
Yes.
Yeah, but if these youth workers is gonna go around and finding that they've got to be one-to-one, and then sometimes this might take them in places where it put their
I get
life
that,
at risk
and
because
I never even thought about that.
yes,
And that's a very good point.
yes,
With these
youth workers.
these issues, if we was having a big meeting, these kinks could get worked out.
It could
Because it's
be.
called trial and error.
Yes.
So you're not going to get it right the first time
True
round.
that, yeah.
Nobody gets something that's new right the first time round.
True.
It's something that has never been done before. It's breathing and it's growing.
Yes.
And it's developing.
Yes.
So you're going to make mistakes.
Yes.
But you can only improve
Yeah.
on the mistakes. And then you've got to remember, right, the kids themselves are going to tell you what to think.
Yes.
Some of their words might hurt because kids are cruel, you know, so they're going to say cruel and hurtful stuff, but it's giving you an idea of what it is that they're looking for
Yes.
and stuff like that. And they do have to think about their own safety.
course.
Well, then that means that you should have some kind of initiative set up with the police so that if they feel the sense that they're in danger, this, that and the other, you know, like a panic thinking and all that. Because no matter what, and no matter what kids might want to think, youth workers work hand in hand with the police
Yeah.
and the Manchester gang
Yeah.
thinking.
But you know, what I think would be a good idea is I believe the police themselves should have a boot camp. Yeah. So the police boot camp would bring kids like we're talking about who's misbehaving off the street.
Yes.
So rather than you thinking about sending them youth offenders and all that, send them to a police boot camp. Yeah. Try and let them learn legal things.
Yeah.
And know the right way of doing things.
Yeah.
And even encourage them to even join the force. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I believe if you've got maybe more black youths in the force, then they can probably make some changes because other black youths will see and thinking, okay, you know what?
And
You know what I mean?
I agree with you there.
Idolizing
Totally.
being a police or being whatever, but at the same time, I believe the police could or should play a more active role of not policing, but
serving the community.
But serving the community. I'm talking like these troubled individuals.
Yes.
Yeah, not talking about. So they probably said, that, okay, we haven't got the resources. I don't think it takes a lot because all you need is 2 committed police who's got some form of
The patrol officers, they're so-called community patrol officers.
I think I'm not disrespecting the patrol officers, but I think you need someone a bit more inside. And the reason why I said that is because you have to look at the caliber of how people look at this. So, for example, the police community service officer won't get the respect as a serving police officer. You understand? And that's my perspective. I'm not saying it's facts. Yeah, but you can see it when you see the street.
Yeah, but I wasn't talking about them pretend police. I know what you did. I'm talking about the police officers that like to walk up
Okay.
right? Because I was outside Silver Spoon
Yeah.
one day, as dumb as I am,
Yeah.
and he walked up and he went, has anybody got any of that sweet smelling perfume? So I was thinking, what is he talking about? And this was a police officer. So I literally said, what are you talking about? And he kept going on about this sweet smelling perfume. I said, listen, mate, because I've got a mouth.
Yes.
I've got a mouth on there. So I'm like, listen, mate, what do you mean? Anyway, everybody was giggling. And after a while, the police officers went off. And I'm like, Sheron, man, he was talking about weed.
Yeah, but you didn't know he was talking.
I didn't know that. But these are
Yeah.
actual officers that are, they park their van round the corner and they came out their van.
But I believe
These could be the officers.
yeah, that come and do those jobs.
Yes.
Yeah, because they know the community and know the people.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's a good idea, and that's what I'm saying. I believe if they should have something like that in place, then we could probably save a few more boys from getting involved. Because one thing I don't think the young boys are being taught, are being teach about the law.
Right.
And how
it works.
it works, and the guilty of association and
Yeah.
all that. A lot of people are the joint enterprise. A lot of
Yes,
boys,
that's
a lot
real.
of parents don't even know about it.
Yeah, oh, do you know what?
Yeah.
My son, when he got to like 13, kept asking me, can you go town?
Yeah.
So I said, what you go town for? You got any money for town? I said, you're planning to walk town with your pocket turned out? All this sort of stuff, right? He did. I can't go town. To do what? They're not in town. They ain't got no money for town, right? And then one day he must have saved up his money. No, one day I sat him down and said, listen to me, right? You want to go town, but you don't know what your friend's intention is when they go town. How do you know your friend's not going to pick up something when he's in the store? Do you realize that you will get in trouble with it, whether you knew he was going to do it or not? And I had to show him these things will put you in trouble. You're not going town. Take that word and delete it out of your mind, because there's nothing in town for you. Right? And that's what some parents need to do.
Yep.
You need to make them understand.
Yeah.
The other thing, when you talked about the police, my boys, because I can only relate to my boys.
Yes.
When they got to 11, 12, I put them in cadets.
Yes.
Army cadets.
Yeah,
And there's Navy cadets as well as Air Force cadets.
Yes,
and did you know that the ambulance cross thingy, they
Red
have
Cross.
their own they have their own cadets as well, you know.
I know, yeah.
So that was done 2 days a week.
Yes.
They go away when there's holidays as
they
well.
Do, yeah, they do.
Right.
I had a stepson and he used to go on it, so I know
Right.
about it.
No one can't come with no gun to my kids. I did this so that nobody could impress them, because they can take a gun, live bullets, strip it down, put it together, go on the range and start shooting it. So when these boys think they're bad and they're just shooting off gun and they don't even know what they're shooting for.
Illegally.
Right, they're doing it all legal.
Yeah.
And I thought that they were just using blank bullets.
Yeah.
So one of my sons turned around and said, oh no, Mum, they're real bullets.
Yeah.
I said, are you for real?
So, but that's legal, and they are on the range.
Yeah,
So they're at the end of the day, and like you
Yeah.
said, they are in the cadet. So they've been taught properly
And
how to
had
do
no interest in
doing
going-
criminal
right.
activities. Yeah. So
you got to take it off them, you know.
So my next question for you, Sheron, is this: do you believe a lack of fathers in the house contributes to young black boys' behavior or misbehaving, should we say?
Yeah, no, the lack of father's presence
Yes.
rather than in the house.
Well.
No,
yes.
honestly.
Yes. Well, yeah, yes.
His life's not perfect.
Yes, true, that. So they
Right.
don't have to be in the house.
They don't have to
yes.
be in the house. They
Yeah.
have to be actively
in
involved.
the child. Yes. So yes,
Okay.
rephrase that. Yes. Okay.
So there's a difference in, because you could be with your husband, boyfriend, and him live in the house, and he
Yeah.
still does nothing
Yeah.
with his children.
Yeah. So
Right.
so do you believe that
Yes.
a lack of father's presence contribute to young black
Yes.
boys' behaviors.
Yes.
And in what way would you elaborate on that?
Like I said earlier, they need
yeah.
to be there to teach him what it means to be a man and stuff like that. There's a point in a boy's life where he now needs his dad.
Yes.
His mum's time is over.
Yeah.
That nurturing has now ended, and it's now to learn
Yeah.
what it means to be a man.
Yeah.
Pick up the screwdriver,
Yeah,
put
yeah,
a thingy together.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean?
I don't cut you, but you make an interesting point just then. You says the mum nurturing time is over.
Yes.
So this is very interesting because I like speaking to a lady like yourself who's got boys. So you've got that experience. Yeah. So would you say that most women or ladies, yeah, overshadowed their son in that way where they kind of pet them too much?
Yes.
Yeah, where they don't give them that, and if the dad probably involved in the life, the dad probably maybe trying to make a decision in the kids' life, and the mum might be like, oh no, leave him alone, leave him, and they don't realize how detrimental that is to that kid, because what they do at that point, if the parents can't come to some mutual agreement on that grounds to know that, listen, I have to show that parent respect, yeah, because if you start overriding this parent in front of the kid, then that's it. Because when this kid come again, he's just gonna ask you. He's not gonna ask his dad anymore.
Been the youngest one, when me and my husband split up, he tried to play the two of us off on each other. And every time me and him seen each other, we kept catching up in argument because he said, my dad said this, and he'd go back and say, well, my mum said this. So then we realised, and we both sat down in front of him, and we made it clear, we're not playing these games. You think you can play us off so you can get your own way? Well, it ain't working like that no more, mate. Because you're causing unnecessary
but you see, that was good
arguments.
because you had understanding and you had respect for each other. But in most cases where especially if the female feel like she's been left with the child to a certain
That's
level.
why dads need to become more proactive, and girls need to stop saying you can't see your kid. You're talking nonsense.
Yes.
I don't like women that do that.
No, you shouldn't do
right? There's too many of them that do that, and you think it's power. No, it isn't.
No.
You're mashing up your kid's head.
Yeah.
It isn't power.
No.
And why do you want power over the kid's dad? That don't make you better.
No.
That makes you 10 times worse.
Yeah, you will,
Right.
and only a matter of time
Yeah.
that you will find that out, that what you've done, it has damaged this kid so much, yeah, and damaged
the relationship
between
with his
you,
dad.
everything, and you won't even understand.
I was trying to tell my son's dad that the boy's getting lippy, he's getting out of order, this, that, and the other. He was getting mad at me because I'm always complaining, and he says that he just wants to spend time with him. So one day I'm come and pick him up, and he says something to him, and he gets faced there. So he said, "Oh, you have to talk to you like that, boy?" I goes, "Yeah, go on. Show your dad your true colours." They're all kicked off in the house, and I just sat there in the chair going, "Yes, see, I told you.
Yeah.
I told you this is what he's been going with. You show your dad your true colours."
Yeah.
Instead of yes, dad, no, dad. 3 bags full, dad. He could not believe what he was witnessing.
Yeah. But you see, it's good because as parents, that's what you have to do. You have to work
And he
together.
grip him up and he fixed him.
Yeah.
He fixed him straight.
Yeah.
And I come out the room because it's not my time
No,
to talk.
exactly.
It's his time to talk.
But that's
so I
respect.
came out the room and left them.
That's respect, though.
Yeah.
And you see, this is what a lot of parents are lacking for each other. Yeah, because they haven't got respect for each other. So therefore, they let it damage the kid's future.
Yes.
And parents need to start looking into that, especially the ladies. Because the guys need to step up. Don't get that twisted, you know, Sheron. Because,
Yes, I know.
You know what I mean? Because what I say, yeah, I've seen a lot of young black men, they don't even pick their kids up from school. Yeah, they don't even drop the kids to school. No, I don't want anyone to believe that I'm trying to talk about where you understand. But I don't see this happening too regular.
No, not enough.
You know what I mean? Not enough where you're thinking like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Every day I make sure I dedicate myself to dropping my kids to school, picking them up. If I have to do 3 school runs, I'm doing it. You understand? 3 different places. Yeah. I don't mind, because I don't enjoy doing nothing more than doing these things for my kids. You understand me? Yeah. And when I see some guys don't want to help out and contribute towards their kids, and you know what I mean, making sure that, listen, the kids got whatever they've got to eat, you know, excuse me, every week you need to make sure your baby mother's got the shopping money. Because if you're not together, that means you're not in the household, but you need to make sure food is in the household,
And
electric
some
is
man,
in the household.
if you don't trust her with the money, buy the shopping. Because some women, you can't give them the money. I'm sorry.
I like the way
There's
you said
some
that.
women you can't give them the money. It's going on weave. It's going on nails.
You're so right, Sheron. I can't.
Right?
Yeah.
Do the shopping. Do the shopping. My mum and dad never got on when we was growing up.
Yeah.
You could call my dad's name in front of my mum.
That's correct.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's respect.
A Bible could be written by the time she'd finished cussing him.
Yeah.
Every week he'd come to the door with a plastic bag
Yes. Yeah.
of shopping,
Yeah.
of all our favourite stuff.
Great magic.
Yeah, and give it to us, and my mum would start cussing about why this man come around like I can't see this. And she just, all she did was moan.
Yeah.
She didn't tell us to throw out the food or nothing like
but
that.
at least you know he was doing the right thing.
Yeah, and he wanted to show us that he's here trying to provide for us. He might not be trying. He might not be able to do it the way he would like to.
Yeah. So I think the next question, I think we've already answered that in this one thing, because the next question was, do you think black fathers should try harder with their young black boys? And this is what we
There
just
are some dads that do.
Very great.
And lose so much energy that they don't know what am I doing. They lose energy. They can't even go to another guy and get advice because his friend's probably going through the same thing himself. And the ones that are doing the right thing, if a guy tries to speak to him, it's like, no mate, you don't understand. My baby mother's not like that. So they can't relate.
No.
They cannot relate in any way whatsoever.
Very interesting.
Right?
Conversation,
Mothers
Sheron.
get me mad.
Yes.
And I'm telling you that for nothing. I don't care what anybody says to me. Mums get me mad. You have the last say. All the time, because that's what you want. You want to have the last say. Not when you're raising a boy. Once a boy reaches a certain age, dad has the last say.
Yeah.
Because he knows what it means to be a man.
Yeah.
Right? I asked my son to put a gate on. 2 weeks gone, still waiting for the gate. 3 weeks gone, start waiting for the gate. I turned around and said to him, so what kind of man are you going to be? Eh? You're walking, I asked you to put the gate up 3 weeks ago, and now I'm still waiting for the gate to go up. You need to fix up the gate, man, because I don't know what kind of man is growing in my house. Well, you look like you're going to be a workless man. Right? One time he put it in a job, I said he just needs to finish it with couple screws. He doesn't like when I say it, half a job man, because you always seem to do a job, say you're going to finish it off, and you don't finish it off.
So
I said, so you must be half a job man, right? Because you only have time to do half a job.
So you have to learn to be consistent in whatever you do and try and do it. 1 minute, Sheron. So we're asking the viewers to make sure like, subscribe, and share, please. Yeah. Must Side Talk TV. We're gonna come with part 2 in 1 second.
Sorry, I live near a railway line.
No, it's all right. So, it's not even cut, you know.